Well, hello there. My name's Jeremy, and welcome back to Freeform Disney. So we are on to another Rebels live stream today. And let me say hello there to Evie. I see you're already in and around. Looks like we got a good few people in. I said you want your hello there? Pop in. Hello there to Dodo Dureste. So we've got Season 4 finally. Man, sometimes it feels like so long. Heck, it really has been. It's been 3 weeks since I actually originally live streamed the finale for Season 3, so it's really funky because essentially I will bulk do a few episodes and then wait like a week or two. It's like, it's not binging, it's kind of binging and then being episodic for a little. Hello there to Dramsim, and hello there to Mega Wyrax. Yes, General Kenobi indeed. How many episodes? So the first 4 episodes today. That is what we're up to this time around. And I know the first one's called Heroes of Mandalore, so I have popped Sabine up over here, so I assume we're seeing Sabine, and considering how the finale went anyway, it was kind of clear that we were heading this direction here for, Season 4. Although not necessarily the beginning, just from the way we ended it, but certainly the title gives it away. So yeah, 4 episodes today. And then I think it'll be 4 next week, and then 3, and then 5? I think roughly like that. Although I think that 5 is actually 4, but the finale is like a double long or something like that. If I'm not mistaken, I think that's roughly right. Good that you will be here. Okay, let's say for anybody who is new to the stream, let me say make sure to pull up your own copy of Rebels, whether you have it on Disney Plus or wherever else. I'll go and count us in when we get there, and that way we'll start at the same time. And also above my head I will have a timer, and so you can go ahead and use that to sync up your watch to mine if they get missynced or something else, or you come in late to an episode, or any which way of those. So that'll take care of all those potential things. And hello there to Dr. Stephen Harlan. You said you've caught up. Wow, it's a lot to catch up on right there. Nice. Well, if you've caught up, I think you're ready. So, very nice. It means you've seen some of the episodes more recently than I have, probably. As weird as that is sometimes. Just because, back to the gaps in between watching episodes that way. Let's see. Anything else beforehand? I think I will say, click the over here. Click the like button down there. Hide my face while I do it. It's kind of tricky to do this and not hide my face. See? How do you do that? There we go. Click the like button down there. You will click the like button. I'm gonna grab my headphones, get ready to go watch this. Dodo, hyped to see Kanan again after last Tuesday. Yes. Nah, that was fun going ahead and seeing him in there. And sure, we can talk about other things too, but it was certainly fun. Hello there, Fabian. Oh, you haven't watched this season in about 2 years? Huh? It's been a little while right there. With everything everybody keeps saying about this season, it feels like it's going to be pretty packed to the brim and just going. So, looking forward to that. Okay. Everybody get your episode up and ready. I'm going to assume you are all up and ready unless somebody says something really quick over in that chat that you're not. And with all of that said, okay. So, in 3, 2, 1, go. So this is Heroes of Mandalore Part 1. Although I think I was told not to get my hopes up too much on the Mandalore stuff. I mean, it's still Mandalore stuff, though. So we're clearly walking into a trap. I'm hoping to see more than just Clan Ren and Clan Sex in here. I mean, clearly there are a lot more. And that'd make it feel a bit bigger. You don't think that makes it a little too obvious there as the stormtroopers, right? That almost felt like the same person that does Kanan's voice right there. Ezra has our comic relief with the jetpack today. Nice. Little bit. We really sent Ezra into battle here without knowing how the hell to work a jetpack, huh? You know when you have things that just stretch the believability beyond the breaking point? That's one of them. I mean, he could have been on the ground just like Kanan. Yeah, Dribs. A ton of Mandalorians. Well, we only see a few in the actual action scenes. You're right. Only the ones we care about for that. Budget issues right there, too, I imagine, to some degree. Couple of nice rocket launchers right there. No RPGs. Nice. Speaking of bringing in some other clans. What? They didn't shoot and kill Sabine at that moment? Huh. It's like nice that we're bringing Bo-Katan in finally. Yeah, indeed, Dodo Dureste. So we're up to 3 clans that we're showing now. Hopefully we'll still show some more. Wasn't even a good trap. They didn't seem to have that much to go use against you. kind of one of those spots where we have to get the exposition out. It makes sense to give the exposition off to Kanan and Ezra. Maybe they wouldn't know. Sabine would. I don't buy Sabine doesn't know who Bo-Katan is. Nice moment there. It's a nice moment with the music and just seeing Sabine out there on the edge. By the way, this is the first time Sabine hasn't had a hair color change between seasons, isn't it? Still the white purple. Yeah, Stephen Arlen. The Imperials had budget cuts, so the traps had to be smaller. Yeah. Feels like a spot where they could have put a bomb in there or something, you know, try to lure everybody inside and then just blow the thing to hell. Or something. Why not at that point? It doesn't seem like holding the father's going to stop them from rebelling, so yeah. Woo! And then I would have Chopper be in there just because he has to project it. Yeah, but no, that was nice. Let's see, Evie, you're saying just hoping in that scene with Bo-Katan doesn't make sense with... well, again, though, there's years between these events, though. And people can definitely change opinions over the course of, heck, what are we talking, probably 8-9 years? Something like that? So I can buy a potential change of opinion during that course. Because it's also missing whatever event is the destruction of Mandalore that comes after this, too. And that could definitely change opinions a little. It's funny to talk about destruction of Mandalore, and Mandalore is destroyed, but clearly the cities or something. Ouch, Drams. You just said, let's get ready for the lamest action scene in Star Wars? Eesh. Oh, you're a little behind, Evie? Oh, we can always sync it up to here, or, yeah, or come back when it's done. We'll have a few minutes in between episodes. How can you have Mandalorians and have lame action scenes? It's like you're telling me it's going to... anyway. I mean, in fairness, that first one had a lot of weaknesses in it, but... good times. You talk about how bad a shot stormtroopers are. They really are. Or actually, those are Mandalorians, since, the flying ones, aren't they? Well, anyway. Well, they're wearing Imperial armor, so they're bad shots, too. Oh, I'm getting amused at all these shots. Just, dang, it's still not hitting anything. I'll just keep shooting the same spot. Ha 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 ha. Oh, back to why you need more people in there so you can at least have some people get shot, though. It's like, but all of our people in this scene are people that can't actually get shot. Tricky thing, that. But now, if we had some more Mandalorians, then we could have actually had them get shot as well. Maybe not killed. You could have them injured or whatever, but... One of those interesting things I've commented on before, how you run into that as a problem. Ezra doing his Indiana Jones impression. Kind of. That's a lightsaber is your life. Yeah. Or speed up. Take your pick. Nah. Alright, I'll give Chopper a couple blasters again. Or not. But the 2 meters apart, just fly and shoot? Yeah. Yeah, no, the music is nice in here. Definitely enjoying the music. You guys should have just shot when he popped in there. It would have worked better for you. On the other hand, I mean, they can't hit anything, so you never know. Ezra fully back to not killing people, right? They're good. How bad would our Imperial armor be in an RPG? You've anonymity and access to restricted areas, but your accuracy decreases by 80%. Yes. And the armor won't actually protect you if you're shot. So your flexibility, your mobility has gone down, your accuracy has gone down, but you have access. Yeah, don't worry, she's got a jetpack. She could have jumped down after you and grabbed you anyway. The weapon, the Duchess. For bonus points, this will be one of the weapons to being developed, right? I mean, that would make some sense if it ends up being one of her own weapons, since we talked about that before. No, he's just a critic. Ooh, that's cool. I like the bit of the helmet there. I don't remember that from last time. Did we see her full helmeted though? Hmm. Oh, come on, you're clearly a better tactician than that. Sorry, but you have to be a better tactician than that not to realize that sounds like a trap. I mean, the Imperials can be stupid sometimes, but... So are we... So there's the question. Are we actually willing to kill anybody there? Hello there, Matthew Finn. Well, okay, we're willing to kill some nameless. I figured that, but I meant any named characters. One of Sabine's weapons, I'm assuming. Well, it was enjoyable. Evie, you say you're a little ahead. Well, just finished this one, so we'll be back on pace here. It's like I want to like it a lot more than I did. I think that's really part of it, is I want to like it more than I did. But hey, while you're talking about likes, click the like button. Segue. Click the... No, anyway. Although, really, do click the like button. It does help. Really and truly. But this episode... Dram, you said you've got an opinion on it, but we need 1 or 2 minutes into the next one before you can type it out. So, I don't know. A lot of the action scenes just didn't fit right for me in here. But the last one didn't hit the emotional punch it feels like it was trying to. The music even argued it should have hit a real emotional punch, and it just didn't do it. Not for me, anyway. In part, I think putting both her mother and her brother in there, but then not having killed them, I think that hurt, or at least not visibly, clearly killing them anyway. I don't think that helped. It could have just been whatever nameless people in the first place, and therefore it's what happened. And her father's exposition hurt. It should have been her saying something. Also, you can kind of guess that it was probably one of her own weapons, so it didn't really need to be spelled out. But if so, it should have been Sabine with a line that said something along that, with anguish or something in there at the same time. I don't know. Yeah, anyway. Still nice seeing Sabine again. Nice to see Bo-Katan pop up. Etc., etc. So let's go ahead and get ready to jump into the second episode here. Episode 2. Dodo, the rest of you are saying the first 2 episodes from the season are probably the weakest ones of season 4. It's sad, though. I mean, these are Mandalore episodes, and... come on. Yeah, I'll wait till after the second one for anything else. Just to see what we can see. Oh, and in all seriousness, there's a whole bunch of you here, so everybody click that like button down there, okay? Definitely click that like button. It really and truly it does help, because YouTube goes ahead and cares about how many likes there are. Yeah, it likes you commenting too, but episode 1 will get worse? You're saying it'll look worse in retrospect? Ew. That's not what I want to hear. I don't want to hear that. Well, okay. I've got episode 2 queued up. Hopefully everybody else does as well. And let's go ahead and get ready to go start that up, okay? So, in 3, 2, 1, go. Had to change my hand, because I was about to be like, oh no, I have to click things with my left hand now. Yeah, the idea of Sabine's parents. That is nice. Both having an art side, too. So does it work on pure Beskar, or just on the alloys? Because it seems like it's completely toasted. Alive. They would have been shown dead otherwise. Dram, you're saying you think it uses Beskar to cook the wearer, huh? They lead from the rear. It's the only argument you can make that they're the only 2 who survive, is that they must lead from the rear. Which doesn't seem to fit for Ursa Wren to me. I would think she leads from the front, not the back. Someone can go ahead and argue that different to me, but she doesn't feel like someone who leads from the rear. Jeremy say that's probably the worst thing they could have done. What, just to leave them alive and have everyone die except for them, you mean? Superheating the molecules. Interesting. Wow, Evie. So if these two didn't exist, you'd say 4 would have been your favorite season. Wow, that's interesting. Says that the rest of it's that good, huh? Agreed, Dram. It does undercut it pretty badly. Nice. Come on, Ezra. You got a lightsaber. Use it. That's it. Yes, indeed. The first test trial? It's never been used before? Ever? I wonder if I recognize that voice. Not sure. Oh, most naive idiot ever, right there. Damn. uh, But she said it was used on her people. Big emotional scene, Trials of the Darksaber, Season 3. She clearly said it was used on her people. Now we're seeing it's the first time the trial of it, and she says she destroyed the prototype when she realized what it could do. But no, it must have been used already. Clearly, from the way she reacted back there multiple times. Right? I don't know. Oh, yeah, Evie. Think it would have worked better if Sabine didn't think they were dead for 5 seconds? True. Or maybe they weren't there at all. She actually feels the pain just because Mandalorians died rather than just her own family. It's like it's what she felt before in Trials of the Darksaber. Yeah, exactly, Mega RX making that the first combat test. I hate when things do that. It's a thing numerous different shows are guilty of, and I've seen it in movies too. Oh, this is the first time we're trying it. Really? You didn't run tests to make sure it actually works first? There were no trials? I always hate that. Yeah, I said hardly just this show guilty of that one, though. Yeah, Drams him. Trying not to be too negative, so I didn't go ahead and comment that one myself, but it's like, you're definitely right. No. Walk up to him totally normally, and then, oh, look, we hate you. But it's worse than that to me, because it doesn't feel like Sabine's creation of the weapon was secret, especially from how she talked about it being used on her own people. It seemed pretty clear that it was already known. So I can see them being more pissed off that it actually got used on some Mandalorians here, but it shouldn't be a surprise like they didn't already know that about Sabine. Yet Bo-Katan came in and ran into Sabine early in the episode, so yeah, anyway. Again, I grant that seeing it actually in action could be different if you had only heard about it versus seeing it, though. I grant that. Someone who's all about peace? Yeah. Yeah, so much for that secrecy. bingo drams him. If it was destroyed and never used, then you don't feel this giant guilt for it being used against your own people. You know, it's amusing. Sometimes these chicken walkers are actually really dangerous. Sometimes they're not. It just depends. Do we choose that we have some RPGs around? Or do we have, say, Kanan or Ezra chop their legs out? Just depends whether we need them to be dangerous or not. Wearing armor like that. Dang, man. I'm surprised you could even see the button to press it. No, jeez. Oh, this has to be one of the worst villains we've had, though. Jeez. He just needs a nice little mustache to twirl while he's at it. Oh, agreed, Dodo Dureste. I wasn't trying to say that that line was that. It's Sabine's line that said she destroyed the prototype and whatnot. But even then, the problem is you don't make your first test right there when you're actually using it. If you do, likely enough, it doesn't work. And that's a bit of a waste. I was about to say, one of them got crushed there. I was... Oh, just grab your lightsaber, chop the legs out, why don't you? So, the weapon heats the metal up, right? It heats it incredibly, but the metal doesn't melt. It disintegrates. Why does it not melt? Probably because it'd be too horrific to go ahead and actually show on the show. That was easy. You'd think it would have taken a little more work to put the thing at full power than, or to do what she actually did, than to just press a couple buttons. I mean, you're making the weapon work completely different. You can't just press a couple buttons and do that. Why is it not their way? Legit question here for a second. Is it because of the lack of one-on-one combat? Of actually facing directly? I could see it being that as to why it's not a Mandalorian thing. But it clearly feels like it's supposed to be one of those, hey, we don't murder people kind of thing. But this is a battle issue, so it's not that. But yeah, I can see in a Mandalorian combat thing that you wouldn't see this as an honorable fight. That I could see. No, you're right. The person's the only thing that gets dusted. Yeah. Which still doesn't make any sense to me. The metal's superheating. A person doesn't then just disintegrate. I mean, that's not what happens. Some nasty stuff as to what would happen there. But again, probably not something you want to show. Because, whoa, that's some horror right there. Although, in fairness, you want to talk about something that would have made that end of episode 1 more impactful. Have them actually die from what would really have happened if you superheated their metals. Now we're bringing some of the others. Nice. That's a quick turnaround. Cool to see Bo-Katan with the Darksaber, I grant, but is that what you were talking about when you said her changing her mind that quick? It is a very quick turnaround, I'll agree. I mean, if we were just talking 8-9 years later in Mandalorian, then okay. But that's a really quick turnaround to be okay with leading everybody. Especially when we already commented that she failed once and now she's in here again. So, taking this through, Sabine failed once at protecting her people, then she failed twice at protecting her people, and now we're in Mandalorian time and she's potentially up for it again. Wow. Dang. And yeah, it kind of makes a clear issue between this and Mandalorian as well. She accepts the Darksaber from Sabine, no problem. Can't accept the Darksaber from Din. Problem? Unless we're arguing that she doesn't want the Darksaber, she's just using that as an excuse in the Mandalorian, it doesn't work very well, right? Let's see. Some stuff earlier. We should measure walkers in terms of Ewoks. So 0 Ewoks. So we guess. Zero E walks and the walker just steps over. Yeah. Daily reminder to thank Jar Jar, because without him, the entire Star Wars saga wouldn't have happened. Not that I agree, but it's funny to go ahead and say it sometimes. I think I've made the joke too. Let's see, Jerome Sim. Again, anyway. Before the season was released, everyone was really hyped the Rebels might finally become darker and more mature. Wow, yeah. Darker and more mature is not what just happened right there. It was darker and more mature at the end of 3 with some of the stuff going on. Twin Suns was certainly darker. Even the fact we let the Rebels lose was darker at the end of 3. We should have killed off somebody that was a named character. Oh, no, we did. We killed Sato. See, we even killed off Sato in the end of 3. The Trials of the Darksaber with Sabine was certainly darker. So it's surprising to not be willing to go ahead and do that here in this one. It's weird. I can see going with having her brother be the one killed rather than the mother, because you want to leave Ursa to lead Clan Ren, but even so. Yeah, anyway. Or heck, how about you use the father as the bait to pull them into the trap and then use the weapon on them? Because after all, they don't care about the father anymore anyway to actually have him captured, so we're fine with killing him. I mean, that would have worked well. And then you could have her father die if you wanted right there. So she wasn't able to save her father in time because they had to pull away to save themselves or something, because she's like, oh no, that's my weapon. Although her father wasn't wearing the armor, so I guess that wouldn't work. Well, point being, I don't know. Dram, after they pulled so many punches in this episode, really lost a lot of interest in the show because it didn't feel anything great. No, you're not wrong. They pulled so many punches in this. And there's so many other issues beyond even just that in these two. See, what was really bad about the fake killing of Sabine's brother and mother? They didn't even play it as if it really happened. If you wanted to play it as if her mother and brother died at the end of the episode, then you needed a helmet there or something to identify it. Otherwise, it was very clear they weren't dead. Especially because her mother has a very distinct and obvious helmet. If we're not looking at that, she's not dead. It's all there is to it. It's painful here. Now that... I guess we'll have In the Name of the Rebellion up next for episodes 1 and 2 of that. Hello there, Donald Red Row. Yeah, we just got done watching the first 2 episodes, and hello there, Grumpy Dad. So yeah, just finished watching the first 2 episodes, about to go watch episode 3 of season 4. Yeah, no. Alright, palate cleanser. Cleanse the palate. Cleanse the palate. Ready to go back. Well, I'm not entirely sure I want to see more Mandalorians at this point. As much as I generally love Mandalorians. Let's go here. Let's bring Thrawn back up. Let's put him back in there. Man, I'm just not sure what to do with all that. In my headcanon, I just kind of want to erase most of it and pretend it didn't happen. That's my headcanon here, is I just kind of want to pretend it wasn't even there. Although I kind of also want to jump back to the Trials of the Darksaber episode and really re-listen to exactly what Sabine said, because I think I'm right on what she said back before. I don't think I'm wrong on that, and I don't think it jived with what she just said here. I think... Yeah, anyway. Another thing for another time right there. Alright, let us get ready for episode 3. Let us move past that right there. We've got Thrawn up on the side, so Sabine's no longer over on the side anymore. Okay. Welcome back from North Carolina right there. Not sure where that means you're back to, but welcome back from where you were. So nice. And good to have you back here. Okay, everyone. So on a count of 3, we're going to go ahead and start into episode 3. 3, 2, 1, go. Yeah, Dram, you did say not to get too hyped for the Mandalore episodes. There was no way I could be that unhyped for them, though. Dang. In the Name of the Rebellion. It's an interesting title. So now we finally get to head over to Yavin 4. Funny, it didn't actually feel like Yavin 4 from the planet from looking at it, so it's like for a second. Nice though. I think it was all the cloud cover. Stormy day. Watching Rebels, Donald. Season 4, Episode 3. Yo. Hey, you got Wedge in here, huh? Feels like you're doing a training exercise since they're all smoking in the same way. So how do we deal with smoking, from here if it were shot right here? Whee! Yeah, well, if your astromech didn't make it, I think you probably were better off Jabber not there. Wonder how big the squadron was before that. How many people she had. Wow. It's a nice new look. Cool. Now they can get away from the Imperial buzz cut, huh? Ouch, Dram. Ouch. So we're gonna bring Saw back in soon, huh? right? I mean, we're bringing them up, so we've got to bring them back in at some point. Cool. Straightforward enough mission. Show Mon Mothma's leadership here. Music's nice in here. That was a decent talk. It's a good plan for some of that. Definitely bring a sub back in. Well, there was more division between them to bring out, so here we bring some of it, huh? It feels like there's more that happened between now and the last time we saw too, though, since we were still working with him more at that point. Or at least Bale was willing to anyway. Oh, entirely Dram. Entirely 100% Mon Mothma's point. Also, I don't know that that would be acting just as same as the Empire, given what some of what you said Saw was doing, but yeah. By the way, as far as Sabine being around, I mean, I like Sabine being around. It doesn't feel right, though. It's kind of one of those. We made a bold decision in season 3 for her to leave, which was a decision that surprised me for them to be willing to let Sabine leave. And it feels like we walked it back. We just weren't willing to really have her gone. But again, I like having Sabine around. I just don't think we had a good excuse for it. Essentially, it undoes some of what we did with her character from season 3. Anyway, sensitive dish. uh, Seems a simple enough mission, or at least it should be. So I'm curious. We're making a lot of comment about the two different sides, so something's got to push this in a way where we question whether we should blow it up instead, right? Something of that nature, anyway. Or some other mission they're going to find out about, anyway. It's a weird panel. What's your operating number? Oh, he's got a light cruiser now. At least he's not a stormtrooper. Fire! Oh, no, probably shouldn't do that. Could you imagine? Well, you've been detected, don't have much of a choice, no? Yeah, exactly, Mega Wirix. Boring conversation anyway. Ezra, we're gonna have company. Trap, I love it. Yeah, if Rob Titus saw Ezra, it's like, yeah, nope, I'm out. I'm not having this one happen again. Failed enough times right here. Yeah, we got die. It's the first time we've actually ever seen more than one TIE Defender out. Cool. Is there a reason they don't just use their jetpacks? I mean, you can tilt the dish all you want. If you could just super tilt the dish, they've got jetpacks that can be up for a bit, move to exactly where they need to be. Nice. We've had some interesting stuff between the two of them here this season so far. It's like we're seeing more of their relationship than we have been in the previous three. So that's interesting. Nice. Rob Titus, you're losing again, man. No, it's in. Dre, I'm talking about the TIE Defenders. It's interesting to see a couple TIE Defenders pop up here. Feels kind of random for a couple TIE Defenders to pop up here. Ooh, colorful. Is Brom Titus actually dead this time? Yo. Rest in peace, Titus. It does look that way. I still like the idea of him being the guy up in the Death Star, though, that had gotten demoted down to that point. This was fine. There was some good stuff in here. I think I'm still tainted a little from the episodes before, but yeah, no. This was definitely considerably better. Considerably better than those two episodes. Whoa. One more for today, huh? Ooh. So we'll get part 2, get some more Saw Gerrera action here. See where we're going with that exactly, I'm not sure. Feels like we want to tempt Ezra a little with harsher actions, which he's already done before in the past. And see if we're taking him back, but he almost seems half tempted. I'm not sure exactly where the end goal is with that for this episode. So I guess we'll see. Okay. I don't think I have a lot to say about this episode, not without seeing the second half of it. I feel like I need the second half to really feel I've got more to say here. Getting my next one up and ready. So, Season 4, Episode 4, In the Name of the Rebellion, Part 2. Yeah, the TIE Defenders were weird, though. I figured there was more of a reason for it. It just feels like they were just randomly there. That was better, but does it count as the wrong clickbait? In what way? I was going to say, we have In the Name of the Rebellion. If you mean there are 2 TIE Defenders in there? Yeah, I mean, Thrawn appearing in the one before felt a little odd, but yeah. Titus was actually one of your favorite imps. He was fun. Poor Titus. He was fun in his own way, anyway. Never a great imp. But what can you do? Okay. So yeah, let's go jump into this fourth and final, shall we? I wanted a lot more Thrawn than that. Yeah, no kidding. No kidding. It was very tiny bit of Thrawn so far. He's got to pop up somewhere here later. I've also got to make the excuse, go ahead and get him to leave for that matter. So we'll have to take care of that at some point in here, I assume. Well, anyway, Episode 4. So in 3, 2, 1, go. Nice, Saw Gerrera's back. I did love Mon Mothma and Saw Gerrera in the first one. Those were nice. The Saw Mon Mothma stuff was probably the best part of the first episode in this. You know, he has aged a lot between what season 2 earlier and seeing him now. But he still doesn't have a metal leg at this point, I don't think. Hard to tell for sure. But if not, then I suppose we could see him lose his leg. That would be interesting. Allow you a nice injury there. Also, he doesn't really need the breathing mask as much. So I could see this, and or maybe later, with a pretty good set of injuries to Saw Gerrera. Because we've got to go ahead and finish setting him up for where he'll be in Rogue One. No lack of paint jobs there for him. But with the yellow paint, I'm curious what it's going to look like exactly. Not the typical Imperial look. Nice. That's kind of cool in the background. I like the little poster kind of thing up on the wall. Nice detail. On board with you. Kind of procedural. We're on the ship. Okay. Let's go see what our secret cargo is. It's kyber crystals. And I think they'd use more security if it were kyber crystals. So we are arguing for kyber crystals then, huh? I assume that's why I was just hearing the singing is kyber crystals in this case, but... Mm-hmm. Yeah. Move along. Move along. So the singing. And the Jetta system. Of course they are. It's fun how we're getting some connection into other things here. And of course, why all these people matter. Hey, so it's actually stunning people? That's why I was right in the first place on the kyber crystals being it. Yo, got death troopers in there. Yeah, to guard the kyber crystals? No kidding. Yeah. Nice. This would bring Krennic into here. Who's that? Not a very good rescue indeed. So an exploding kyber crystal go ahead and cause the rest of the injuries there to Saw. Kind of, I'm going with exploding kyber crystal. Expected betrayal, right? So we're hearing a lot from her. I'm curious if there's anybody we should later know or do already know. Yeah, him again. Can't think of his name right now. Yeah, I can't think of that Imperial's name, but we've certainly seen him before. It's actually I actually was thinking the opposite, Jerem. I was actually thinking Saw does sound more like Forest in these episodes as compared to the Geonosis ones. Saw's got a lightsaber. That's... Oh, it's Ezra's lightsaber. What am I saying? Moving on. Oh, jeez. The ever-convenient Kyber crystals. This reminds me of that Clone... yeah, it was Clone Wars episode. uh, actually, it was the unfinished Clone Wars, wasn't it? Yeah. Because that was the unfinished one there, but it was the most convenient Kyber crystal ever. It'll just keep hitting all the enemies, but it doesn't hit us. At least we had to use the lightsaber to stop it here. Be nice if they sent a communication and told you should really not do that. These poor prisoners. Feels like you're on a wild goose chase from one spot to the next to the next. The super slap from Chopper. It's going to be one of those moments where it's like, well, at least Chopper only stunned that stormtrooper, who is then going to die on board this ship when the Kyber crystal explodes and there are no escape pods to get off of it, right? Got to take some pot shots. That oh no. Yeah, it looks like he might be dead too. Might have just killed another Imperial we knew. Maybe. I mean, the bridge still looks intact up there. Man, Star Wars space travel can be weird sometimes. Jaram, still don't get why they couldn't just take a couple of lightsabers, sit Vader down with some text, and... Well, I mean, if you mean in terms of making a lightsaber, sure, but the Death Star is a very, very different technology with kyber crystals than a lightsaber. So I wouldn't think Vader, or Palpatine either for that matter, would have any direct knowledge on how to create such a super weapon. Just by virtue of having a lightsaber, anyway. We are definitely doing our, starting to put our allusions toward Episode 4 in the Death Star here much more heavily now. Nice. That was the strongest of the 4 episodes by a decent bit right there. The 3rd episode was fine. You know, it was good. Decent anyway. But this 4th episode is definitely the strongest for today. We nicely used Saw on it. I said, had some good stuff with kyber crystals, some good lore stuff fitting in here. Yeah. Dram, you're saying something about Jedi knowing more about kyber. Well, sure, again. But I'd still say it's a giantly different thing than creating a gigantic super weapon that uses kyber crystals. It's just not the same beast. Again, the one piece I'll add, though, is... I mean, you could have holocrons or Sith that have more knowledge about it. I mean, there were all kinds of super weapons back in the day. Although how much of that is currently canon is another matter. But I mean, there were all kinds of Sith super weapons if you go back far enough. Heck, we even talked about one of those old Sith super weapons back over in the end of Season 2. So that was a Sith super weapon. Not sure if he used kyber crystals or not. But yeah. Okay. I just gotta check one thing out here because it's still bugging me. Gotta go back to that Trials of the Dark Saber section here. Hear that speech. Did I even write it down somewhere? I think I might have. Oh, hey, while I'm at it, let me do this and toss this over in here, though, while I'm thinking about things and dropping this way. But let me pull this up. Let's see. Just take a second here. I mean, I guess we could be arguing that she designed some other kind of weapon. Because the line back in Trials of the Dark Saber was other than talking about this shit everything family, but it's I built weapons, terrible weapons, but the Empire used them on Mandalore, on friends, on family, people that I knew. They controlled us through fear. You know, Mandalore, fear of weapons I helped create. I helped enslave my people. So unless it's more than just that weapon, because she says weapons plural, maybe that's part of my mismatch with what's going on here. So maybe it's a different weapon? Maybe that's more what's going on with that? Oh, it's retcon to say the least. I mean, I think what we had before was quite a bit stronger. It's like, still trying to find exactly what that line was in the other one, because they were on board the shuttle at the time they gave the line, right? Unless I'm mistaken, I think it's something like that. Oh no, retcon is a huge thing. So I don't know where the term originates from, but it's an old term they get that for a lot of things, and certainly Star Wars does a bit of that. Oh yes, that's for sure. Maybe red herring. Not sure what we're referencing as red herring. Because, yeah, in this one she says, you know, it was a challenge, I was arrogant, I was young, but when I realized the Empire tested it and actually planned to use it. So, so yeah, in the two-part opener, she says she destroyed it before the Empire ever used the weapon. Because when they tested it and then planned to use it, I sabotaged it and destroyed it. So again, Sabine, as far as the weapon we are talking about in the opener of season 4, that weapon was never used on anyone. So either we're trying to rewrite what Sabine said in the other piece, or she's created other horrific weapons, I guess, too. And she does say weapons, so I guess there's room to go ahead and make that work. Something like that. Heck, if people seem not to even know what this weapon is, which Bo-Katan seems not to have even known this weapon existed, then you couldn't have used this weapon to go ahead and enslave the Mandalorians out of fear. So I guess it would have to be something else. I don't know. Probably better not to just spend too much time even thinking about it when it comes to it. Otherwise, it'd be like, I thought that was the end of it, I swear to you. Oh, I also did create these other really bad weapons that actually did get used against Mandalorians. It's still surprising, though, that Sabine doesn't have that somehow Bo-Katan doesn't know Sabine's reputation, and that she doesn't have this horribly negative reputation, which seemed to be part of what we talked about earlier on, too. Yeah. Again, I should probably stop jumping into all that. That is for sure. Anyway. Yeah, we'll say it was other weapons she created. This was just one weapon she created. She created other, horrible weapons too. So, whatever. Glenn Run humor. Well. Anyway. What else do we got? So, yeah, it was nice going ahead and seeing Saw in again. We didn't actually see part of what I thought we might see, where Saw actually lost his leg or legs in there and also really had his breathing problems. So, I don't know. Will we see him again so that pops up? There's certainly still room to go ahead and build that conflict a little more between those rebels and Saw. So, I don't know. I could see him pop in again. I'm not sure, though. Shall see what we shall see. Okay. So, anyway, that was today's 4 episodes. 2 of the weaker episodes for the show, to be sure. And, then 2 that were definitely considerably better. So, yeah. But hey, from what I hear, we're getting into even better stuff as we go. It just keeps getting better, right? So, yeah. So I think we have, well, I should say in 2 weeks, I'll do another live stream. In a little over a week, I'll do the regular video to go along with this. Of course, we've got Bad Batch episodes in the meantime, so feel free to check those out. Feel free to check out Freeform Star Wars, where I'll be doing some more Star Wars stuff. I've put out some more stuff, Bad Batch. I'll be doing breakdowns on that, probably some theories in there, as well as other Star Wars videos. So, yeah. Got all that kind of good stuff coming up. Natalia and I will be live streaming tomorrow. Not Star Wars, but be going ahead and live streaming some more of Gravity Falls. So that comes up tomorrow. And, yeah. And that's a lot of the gist of it right there. So I'll be seeing all of you probably in another few days, at least probably to watch Bad Batch if I had to make a guess. And if there's anybody that only watches Rebels, I'll see you in a couple weeks, or for the regular video in between there. Yes, the company is great. I definitely agreed, Stephen Arlen. Definitely agreed. I said I appreciate all of you being here and joining me for this. And, as I said, I think it's going to be time to take on off. So I'm going to go ahead and say my usual, which is to everyone, have a magical day, and may the Force be with you always.